I'm also just rambly today. I better stop. Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Rosalie. Welcome back to my channel, Back to Chubby. Today is another weigh-in video, so I'm going to show you that here in a moment. I did want to clarify a few things from the last video. Address, whatever. Just because there was an issue with the last video and I'm not sure why or if it's going to happen again. And then there was some confusion in the last video. So I'm going to address both of those real quick. First of all, there were about 10 or 15 people who said that they were having a weird issue with the audio last time, where it would like speed up really fast, but the image would stay the same speed, or it would sort of like chipmunk and get really high speed, you know what I mean? Like when someone's on helium. I'm not sure why that was happening. I couldn't get it to happen on anything I tried. I tried it on my iPad, my phone, Josh's phone, the TV, the computer, a laptop. I couldn't get it to happen. Like I thought maybe if I could get it to happen I could figure out what was going on, but it just wouldn't do it for me. So I did let YouTube know, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. They just said they were going to look into it. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry that was happening for you, but if you do want to watch that video, some people said if they just refreshed it or even closed their browser all the way and opened it back up, it was working. If you're one of the people that happened to, I'd be interested to know if that happened to you on other videos, whether it was mine or not, or if it was just that one, because I don't know what happened. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to address was that several people were worried about my cat. If you haven't been watching for a long time, there's another video where I try and illustrate why he limps, why he walks like he's uncomfortable. One of his front legs is about an inch shorter than the other one. So just like if a person were to walk with one leg shorter than the other, or imagine walking around with one 1-inch heel on, you sort of are uneven. And it's just how he was born. But he's fine, he's just a little limpy. And then the other part of the confusion was that people were worried he kept going to the bathroom. And I think it was because of the way I worded it. I said he kept walking back and forth and going to the bathroom and digging in his box and stuff. I didn't mean he kept going to the bathroom. I meant he kept doing things that were annoying and loud while I was trying to record. And I think it's just because when I get home from work, you know, as cats do, he's been asleep all day, and then when I get home it wakes him up. So that's when he decides that he needs to go to the bathroom and he needs to eat and he needs to knock stuff over and he needs to claw at things. Like, then he settles down after a little bit. But I was trying to record while he was doing all those things. So he's fine. He doesn't go to the bathroom a whole bunch. That was just a weird wording on my part. He is on a diet though. Related to taking him to the vet, he's on a prescription diet from the vet. He had been on just a diet for a long time. Like the vet told us only give him 3/4 of a cup of food a day. And we did for like a year and a half. Like he started his diet before I did. He used to be 17.8 pounds. The first time he was on camera, he was about 16.8 pounds. And then he stalled, just like I did. He plateaued for months and months and months. So the vet finally gave him prescription diet food, which is pretty expensive, really. But now he's down to, I want to say like 15.8 or 16 even. I don't remember what it was the last time we weighed him, but he started to go down a bit. So we're working on it. I don't know what it is. This whole family's just fat. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Speaking of weight, let me go ahead and show you guys the weigh-in and then we can go from there.
Hello. It's ready. £347.6 pounds.
Okay, so if you are new here, or if you just want to see sort of a breakdown of what 347.6 means for me, let me go ahead and throw some numbers at you. I started off at 435 pounds, and I decided that I'm going to lose 277 pounds to get to my goal weight of 158 pounds. My weigh-in today means that I have lost 87.4 pounds so far, or 31.6% of that 277 pounds I set out to lose. That also means that so far I have lost 20.1% of my starting body weight. So I've officially lost 1/5 of myself, which is pretty cool. It also means though that of the 277 pounds I set out to lose, I have 189.6 pounds left to go. So, you know, I prefer to think of it as I've lost 20% of myself. That's what I'm going to stick with for right now. That also means that since my last weigh-in, thinking in smaller terms, I've lost 3 pounds. That is over the course of 2 weeks, but the week before last I didn't film a weigh-in just because I got behind at work, but it wasn't great. I had gone up a little bit from some bloating and I think starting to go low carb, just like last time. My body didn't handle it well, but it's adjusting much better this time than it did last time. So that I'm pretty happy about. It's been a very blustery, busy day here in Kansas, and after I'm done filming this, I'm going to let my husband know he can come home. I got off work late on a Friday, and I came home, and he was out with some of his work colleagues, and he told me, I'm still here, someone just showed up, so it'll probably be a little bit. I was like, take your time, I'm getting ready to film a video, and so his response to that immediately was like, I'll go ahead and finish up and head home. I was like, dude, that's the opposite of what I told you to do. I think he thought I was being passive aggressive and like, fine, take your time. But that's not what I meant. I literally meant like, dude, stay away, okay? I'm busy. Just I don't know, do whatever you're doing. So after I'm done with this, I'm gonna let him know that he can come home. And then I'm probably gonna go ahead and go get groceries so I can meal prep on Saturday this week. Because next week is gonna be very, very busy. I have 17 meetings scheduled for next week, and then another IT guy who's supposed to come in, and I've given him some windows of when I'll actually be in the office and available. So we'll see when he's gonna show up. So that sort of makes me stuck in the office, but that means that I've got to do a lot of stuff by phone and by email, that it would be a lot easier to just walk over across campus and get an answer directly from someone face to face, but that's okay. I will make it work. Things are coming along. We have an administrative assistant in the English department at ESU who's been there for like 15 years. And today I was finally able to get a meeting with her. We had a meeting set up the week before last, but then there was a snow day, so they closed the whole campus, so we weren't able to do our meeting. The day after that snow day was the first day of classes. So the last 2 weeks have been really busy. Neither of us were able to meet. So today we were finally able to sit down, and I really wanted to talk to her because some of the stuff that she's doing right now is stuff that I'm supposed to be doing for my new job, but we haven't quite gotten all of the hiccups worked out or all of the wires uncrossed. So she's been stuck doing some things that she shouldn't have to do, especially when they hired a new person to do it. And then there's plenty of other things where she just knows the answers that I've been running around in circles trying to find. So if I can just be like, hey, where do I get this? Who do I talk to get this permission? What form do I need for this? And so in like 20 or 30 minutes, I got more information out of her than I have by myself over the past week. So it was great to finally get that. But that means that I will be more busy next week because I don't have an excuse like, well, I don't know what form I need. Now I know all the forms I need. So I'll take care of that next week. I also did this week get to do some stuff that I haven't gotten to do before on the publishing side of things. So I've designed covers, I've done layout, I've sent things to printers, I've done a whole bunch of stuff. But this was the first time that I got to actually assign an ISBN number to a book, which basically means that it is registered, ready for sale, it's got a barcode, got a number, it is a legit book, and this is the first time that I did it myself, and it's also the first time that I got to then register that book with the Library of Congress. And then once it's actually printed, I will get to send it to the Library of Congress, and they will put it in the library, and it will be part of our collective knowledge, which I'm pretty excited about. I mean, that happens for every book, books that have serial bus numbers and stuff, but I've never got to do it before, so that was pretty exciting. I've got all these fancy logins now that I'm gonna have a hard time remembering. I met with my interns for the first time, and that was pretty interesting. Trying to work out time next week to meet with them. I got 2 new clients this week that I'm aware of, or we're already working on a really big client. Things are exciting, and I actually feel right now not overwhelmed. I think I do better under pressure. Listen, I was gonna wrap this up like, what, 5 minutes ago? I guess I'm rambling now. I do better under pressure. I always have. If I want to write a paper, the longer I put it off before I start writing, the better it's gonna turn out. I don't know why. If you give me a deadline of like 2 days, I will have it done in 1 day. If you give me a deadline of like 4 weeks, I will do it 2 days before that 4 weeks is up. That's just how I work. So now I am like constantly on a deadline, constantly need things to be done, like boom, 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 boom. And I feel like I am doing better. I know that when I started this channel, I wasn't working like this. I was working from home and doing some of my own stuff. And I was like a web admin for a family business. And then a few months in, I started working for that family business in a more full-time capacity and doing my own stuff and being a web admin. And then later I added teaching back in on top of that, and I was just really busy all the time, you know, trying to get money however I could. And being busy all the time for me is different than having a project that gets finished, having another project that gets finished, having a thing I can check off, rather than like doing a thing over and over and over and then the next day it repeats and you just have to keep doing it. I like being able to say, look at this logo we made, look at this book that's been printed, look at this website that we established, look at these sources of funding we found for a client, look at this grant we wrote. That's cool to me. I like having things that I can finish and look at under my belt. And so I feel good about this new job. I feel better than I've felt in a while, I think. Okay, I guess that's a good note to end it on. I feel pretty good. I've lost some weight. Gonna keep going with what I'm doing. My cat's fine. I guess I will let you guys go, but I did want to remind you first that you can find me on social media with the username BackToChubby. I've been much more active on Twitter lately, and a little bit more on Snapchat. I also posted on Snapchat yesterday that I would Instagram more, but I never really have anybody to take a picture of me. So it's always just this face selfie, and it never like gets what I want. And like even my hair right now, I think is really cute. You can't tell as much, but it's like braided and it goes back into this thing on the back of my head, and it's pretty cute, but you can't really tell that in any pictures. Anyway, the point is you can find me on social media. But if you don't want to find me on social media, I do have a P.O. box. The information for that is in the description box down below. You can also find a link to BetterHelp, which is the mobile counseling service I use. So when I'm having days where I am not feeling so good, I have somebody that I can talk to and who will listen to me and either validate me or maybe have me check myself a little bit. Whatever I need. And finally, because I get questions about it all the time, there's also a link in the description box for my scale. I hope wherever you guys are, you are safe and happy and healthy. Remember to just keep trying the best you can, and I will see you next week. Bye.